Welcome into Clear Picture Financial. Your host is Jason Noble. You can find him at Prime Capital Investment Advisors. He's a fiduciary advisor, holds his FINRA Series 66 securities registration, certified financial planner, and retirement income certified professional with 18 years in the financial arena, helping his clients get ready for retirement. I'm Morgan Patrick, consumer advocate. Each and every week it is retirement topics, but also we're here to help. Each and every week we open up a certain number of spots. We have a limited number, but this is no cost, no obligation, no pressure to come in and talk about your retirement situation. So, Jason, here we go, man. I'm excited. Going to talk more retirement, going to talk about planning. A lot of things go into it. So if you are among the millions of Americans that have realized you need to save just a little bit more before you actually retire, we've got some time-honored retirement saving tips. So let's start with this one. The 401k, if you've got one, you fund it to the max.
That's right. If your workplace offers a 401k or similar plan, such as like a 403b or 457, and you're not maxing out yours, now's a good time to increase those contributions. Such plans are not only an easy and automatic way to invest, but also allows you to defer paying taxes on that income until you withdraw it in retirement. Now, since your 50s or early 60s are probably your best years, you may now be in a higher marginal tax bracket than when you retire, meaning you'd be facing a smaller tax bill when you make those withdrawals later on. So in 2023, this upcoming year, it's $22,500 for anyone that's under 50 years old. Mm-hmm. But if you're 50 or older, you can make an additional $7,500 catch-up contribution for a total contribution of $30,000, Morgan.
I mean, these are big numbers. I mean, and don't take them lightly. This is an opportunity. The provision is, it says it itself. You're catching up. So the opportunity is there for you. So again, these are time-honored retirement saving tips. We're giving them to you. Jot them down or at least make mental notes. And these are things that you can do. But you can also come in and talk with Jason and his team and see where you are in your retirement planning process. So if you've got that 401k, you fund it to the max. Let's go a different level of the 401k and really rethink possibly the assignments that are within the 401k. That's something a lot of people don't think about.
Yeah, I'm loving that we're digging deeper on this because the conventional wisdom states that you should invest more conservatively as you get older, put more money into bonds and less into stocks. The reason is that your stocks fall in a more prolonged bear market. You don't have as many years to recover those prices, and you may be forced to sell at a loss. But I want to go into two examples here. I had two clients that I met with actually yesterday, so this is fresh in my mind. The first couple, they have a withdrawal of a rate of 1% from their investments to supplement other guaranteed income sources that they're going to be getting in retirement income. So we actually increased their stock allocation just a little bit since their withdrawal rate was so low, and they also had the risk tolerance to do so. And that was the best thing for them that was provided through the Clear Picture analysis. However, the second couple I met with, they have a 5% withdrawal rate for the first 4 years of retirement, and then it goes down to 2% later on when Social Security starts to come in. So in their meeting, we actually lowered their stock allocation to provide for better downside protection, but we also discussed guaranteed income sources to lower the overall portfolio reliance throughout their beginning stages of retirement. In both cases, the recommendation was customized to them based off of their Clear Picture analysis, Morgan.
I was just going to add that. I mean, it's obvious. I mean, you're two different stories, two different roadmaps, two different solutions. Two different paths. I mean, this is custom. We're talking about your retirement. There's going to be an opportunity to get on the calendar with Jason Noble and his team. Again, you can find him at Prime Capital Investment Advisors right here in the Charleston market. And these conversations, I mean, it's going to be unique to you. So make sure, you understand that. I mean, it's not just you walk into Jason's office and he has three big drawers. I'm going to put you in drawer A. I'm going to pull out this and here's this plan A. No, that's not how it works. I mean, this is customized to you. You got a lot of moving parts, and the direction you go really determines on what you have and how you can go about it. So again, having this conversation, very, very important. So these time-honored retirement saving tips, we've talked about funding that 401k, maxing it out, but also rethink the assignments within the 401k, have that discussion as well. And what about this one, Jason? What about considering an IRA?
Yeah, I mean, Another option for retirement investing is an individual retirement account. The maximum you can contribute to an IRA in 2023 is $6,500 and another $1,000 if you're over the age of 50. Mm-hmm. People who turn 50 at the end of the calendar year. And so my uncle's, his birthday is December 31st. So he was a tax savings gift for his family, right? For his parents, right? And he's also the youngest, right? But what I'm getting into is my uncle, right? And I know you're listening, Uncle Manny. Thank you. He could save an extra $1,000 because he turns over the age of 50 this year. So
I'll tell you, there's so many things that need to be considered, and having the conversation, sitting down and kind of mapping out your direction. We talk about ease of mind when it comes to retirement. Having a plan takes a little stress off your shoulders. Obviously, there's a lot of unknown, but if you have a plan, it's going to provide that ease of mind. So, continue with the IRAs. Again, we're going over just these time-honored retirement savings tips. We've talked about the 401k, maxing it out, rethinking the assignments within the 401k. Maybe you add an IRA. And on that note, there are several types that we can talk about. Jason, let's break it down. We've got traditional and we've got Roth.
Traditional IRAs, if neither you or your spouse has a retirement plan at work, you can deduct the entire contribution from a traditional IRA. When I say that, it's for the most part. There's still income limitations that you got to be aware of. If either of you is covered by a retirement plan, your contribution may be at least partially deductible depending on how much income and the status of your tax return. Now, with Roth IRAs, as I mentioned earlier, Roth contributions are not tax deductible regardless of your income or whether you have an occupational retirement plan. In that year, the taxes are paid on that money first. However, your income primarily determines your eligibility to even contribute to a Roth. Mm-hmm. That allowed contributions to be reduced incrementally throughout the income margin to zero at the top of the range. And these figures are changed annually, which makes my job really fun every year to learn the new numbers, right? But there's also that strategy of backdoor Roth conversions, which we don't have the time to get into today, but that'll be something that people could look up on their own. And I also note that married couples that filed taxes jointly, they could even do what's called a spousal IRA contribution, and that's an IRS publication 590-A that outlines those rules.
Tell you, folks, just having the conversation, knowing exactly, what you have and how you're going about it when it comes to retirement planning. We're just talking, going over time-honored retirement savings tips. So you've got the 401k, you fund it to the max if you're fortunate enough to be in a 401k and you got that employer match. Make sure you get all your money because it is free money. Make sure you're meeting the match and then some. And then rethink the 401k assignments. That's a possibility. Then consider adding an IRA. And when you do that, you're going to talk about traditional and you're also going to talk about Roth. All right. Opportunity to get on the calendar with Jason Noble and talk about these situations, what you've got going on in your portfolio. If you haven't started planning or if you're in the middle of something, need a second opinion. Again, we've got a limited number of spots. We're going to open those up here in just a little bit. So again, continuing with the tips, tried and true, these honored traditions, and just kind of sitting down and kind of knowing what to expect, Jason, that is a key when it comes to retirement.
Yeah, how aggressive you should be saving also depends on other sources of retirement income that you can reasonably expect to have throughout retirement. Once you're in your mid-50s or even early 60s, you can get a much more accurate estimate of what you could have early in your retirement. Mm-hmm. And so there's two traditional things that people could have for recurring income. We'll start with the traditional pensions. Does that sound good, Morgan? We'll start with that.
Like it.
Okay, let's jump right in. Let's dig in. Okay, you should know how your pension is calculated. Many pensions use formulas based on your salary and years of service. So you can get a greater benefit of staying in a job longer if you're able to do so. But be aware how lump sums are calculated, and they're often using a 30-year U.S. Treasury. As a result, when those rates go up, you can see your lump sum value go down. Work with a qualified advisor that knows how to understand this and provide this information to you. That this could make a big difference in your overall retirement plan. So you could go to our website, clearpicturefinancial.com, and you could check out a recent post that I posted on this topic back in September of this year, pension plans and interest rates, why this matters. And that will go into more detail about why this happens and how that can impact an overall financial plan.
Tell you folks, I mean, having these types of conversations, discussing, retirement saving tips in the meetings and, feeling better about your direction. I mean, that is the peace of mind, the ease of mind we talk about. So things that you can do, you can fund that 401k to the max. You can rethink the assignments within that 401k. And then maybe you add an IRA and you have two different versions. You have the traditional, all right, or you have the Roth IRA. Again, worth a discussion with the person you're working with, the advisory team you're working with. If you're not working with someone, working with a pro, it really gives you an opportunity to kind of sit back and talk about all the different possibilities when it comes to your retirement. And we're working with someone that does this on a daily basis. All right. So we've also just talked about, knowing what to expect, knowing what you have, right, and plan around it. Oh, and there's somebody in the back row, Jason. He's raising his hand. He's furiously raising his hand. Let me see. Let me call on him. Oh, it's the tax man. Don't forget about taxes.
Oh my goodness. Yes. That tax man likes to put their hands in the pocket, right? And take some of that money. And as you save for your retirement savings, remember that not all the money is yours to keep. When you make withdrawals from a traditional 401k type plan or traditional IRA, the IRS will tax you as ordinary income rate, not the lower capital gains rate. That's important for you to know. Okay. Now, I go into this, like if you look at a lot of retirement plans, when I'm looking at this, I'm seeing taxes of $150,000, $200,000 over the course of their retirement plan. So looking at what we discussed last week, the 4 distribution strategies that you need to know, listeners, you could go to clearpicturefinancial.com or you could go to YouTube and you can refer to that title and it will go more in depth on this topic. But by doing blended distributions, I'm seeing tax savings of $50,000, $100,000, depending on the situation and the client's financial clear picture analysis. This is real money, putting more money in our clients' pockets and less in Uncle Sam's.
All right, we've got a short time here. Let's go ahead and open it up. We've got positions on the calendar, 10 total. What's going to happen for these 10 callers?
We discussed this in the meetings today, right? On this call, we talk about the clear picture analysis financial review, and that's going to indicate if you're in need of a full-blown wealth plan. That's when we refresh your financial plan, especially with all the changes that we're seeing in this market and the economy. When we put together the strategy, we look at a risk-first approach to help protect the money and optimize the overall portfolio. And then we always look to see how we can optimize taxes, see if there's any way we could put more money in your pocket and less in Uncle Sam's. And we always evaluate the estate plan. That's so important. We want to put that peace of mind to our retirement plans for our clients and for the rest of their lives. And we do that providing that clear picture analysis. This is going to be complimentary, Morgan. How can they reach out to schedule these conversations? All
right, 2 convenient ways to do it. Call this number, 800-948-1216. That's 800-948-1216. Or you can text NOBLE to 600-700. That's NOBLE to 600-700. Inflation taking its toll on most of us, particularly those that are near retirement. Coming up, we're going to talk about the changes that are needed in your plan to keep up with inflation. That's all coming up next on Clear Picture Financial.